Hi ho, it's HC here, the Irresponsible Reader. Um, Once again, coming to you so I don't have to actually sit and type and format a post. Um, this is for Top 5 Tuesday. Uh, Topic this week, actually, topic last week, but I'm behind. Um, Top 5 classics that I love. Um, you might say these are safe choices. You might say they're predictable, especially if you've ever read anything that I've said about classic literature. Um, but why be daring? Why go out of your way to be controversial or think way too hard about this? It's stuff that I love. So yeah, I've talked about it before. I will talk about it again. I'm talking about it now. Also, I could have gone. I mean, how do you decide what is a classic? That's a great question. And better people than me have tried to answer it. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to go with things that are kind of considered classics. I dipped once into the 20th century, but that's the only kind. That's the only time. And I felt weird about that. But I mean, also, frankly, I think Foundation. I think 2021, or excuse me, 2001 Space Odyssey, even if I didn't like it, I think that qualifies. I think The Big Sleep should be in the running. But I'm not going to do that kind of stuff. I'm staying away from genre, even though these are all of a genre, I suppose. But yeah, whatever. The other thing I did is I went with novels. I didn't go with like shorter works or nonfiction or anything like that. I thought about, I could do The Occurrence of the Owl Creek Bridge, The Yellow Wallpaper, Devil's Dictionary. I just got a new edition of that. Well, I guess it was a couple years ago, so it's not that new. Anyway, love it. Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, Dream of the Rood, Devil and Daniel Webster, The Luck of Roaring Camp, Kubla Khan, stuff like that. I stayed away from because let's talk novels. That's what I normally talk about. So, okay, top 5 classics that I love in no particular. Well, actually, in not ranked. Let's put it that way. Not ranked. In alphabetical order by author, as is my habit. So here we go. Oh man, I didn't even get graphics ready, so you can't even see cheesy little ones here. You just got to know one. Jane Eyre, Charlotte Bronte. I know, shock. It's one of the two best novels I've ever read, at least that I remember. And I'm probably lying if I say otherwise. Um, I love this book. I love the prose. I love Jane. I love most of the characters in different ways. Yeah, you can make cases for it being problematic. You can make cases for it being an attack on this or that or the other thing. I don't. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't care. I love Jane. She doesn't make all the right choices. She's not a perfect character. Um, I don't care. I don't care. Um, but yeah. Oh my goodness. You know, Reader, I married him. Yeah, bring it to me. I love that line. I remember in high school when I was assigned this. The whole class was assigned this. Are you kidding me? I gotta read. Not only do I have to read a classic romance, I gotta read a classic romance this thick. No thanks. Um, I loved it almost instantly. Like, am I even allowed to like this kind of stuff? Really? It's 1988, 1989. Yeah, I'm not sure dudes are allowed to like this kind of stuff. But I did. So okay, that's number one. Um, Number two. Here we go. Shocking pick. To Kill a Mockingbird. Harper Lee. Um, yeah. I read this actually. Finally got around to reading this a year after Jane Eyre. Um, I was instantly mesmerized, almost instantly. By the time, um, you know, poor Scout is told that she can't read anymore, um, and she starts freaking out about that because she's too young to read. That I knew I'd found like a literary soulmate, and then and so I was in at that point. and then you get to the meat, you get to the injustice, you get to the nobility of Atticus, and say what you will about what the set of Watchmen does to him. This Atticus is a guy that yeah, no, I just think it's fantastic. Uh, yeah, breaks my heart every time I read it. I walk away from something new, but at the same point that yeah, um, one does not love breathing, as uh, Scout says when she's told she can't read. I mean that, well, loved that. Okay, that's number two. Um, Number three, uh, Cyrano de Bergerac by Edmond Rostand. And this is the translation by, wow, I knew the translation at one point in time. Oh, yeah, this is the Brian Hooker version. And I've actually, years ago, but I've actually posted pieces about why Hooker is superior to the others. I read a couple of others. I don't have a problem with them, but this is the one that I first read. This is the one that captures the magic for me. I have frequently thought about actually reading more about the actual Cyrano, and I have decided no, I don't care. This is the only Cyrano I want to get to know, even if it turns out that I would actually really like to know about the inspiration and find the whole thing interesting and intriguing. I don't care. I this um, this is it. Kevin Kline does it. The recording of him is really good. I even like Roxanne with Steve Martin. Yeah, it's a stupid version, but it's fun. Um, yeah. Anyway, um, this like To Kill a Mockingbird Acts and like Jane Eyre is one of those things that I come away from um, impressed in a different way each time I encounter it, whether I'm watching a stage production. Actually, I've never watched a stage production. A filmed version of a stage production, a movie based on it. By the way, has anyone watched the musical with Peter Dinklage from a couple years ago? I haven't. I keep meaning to. Actually, I own the DVD. I should actually get around to watching it at some point. Anyway, that's number three. Number four. This one, this felt like an odd pick for me, but I went with it. Um, Ivanhoe, Sir Walter Scott. Is that showing up? There we go. Sir Walter Scott. Um, I actually, I didn't buy this. My grandmother bought this for me. She wanted to get me, I had to buy a classic, and then she would let me buy some sort of genre trash. That's not what she called it, but that's what it was. Um, I don't remember what piece of genre trash I got. Probably wasn't that great. Um, this would have been, oh, actually, no, this was the same year for me when I finally finished it. It was the same year that I read Kill a Mockingbird for the first time. Going back to high school here. What can I say? Um, I thought it was interesting. I thought it was slow. It never grabbed me. It never grabbed me. And then at some point, I don't know, after 100 pages, probably before page 200, I remember being okay. This is it. This is a fantastic book. Um, and then once dudes, people like Robin Hood show up, like, what? This is a thing? I thought that was for like silly things, and you know Howard Pyle and the Disney Fox. But other people are doing it too. Awesome, bring it on. I had a lot to learn. Anyway, the part that re- makes this like near and dear to my heart is that while I was struggling and struggling, another guy in my class, or my class at school, graduating class. He and I were kind of acquaintances, said hi to each other, stuff like that. And then we both discovered that we were reading and struggling with this book at the same time. And it became a way for us to bond. We hit the no stopping now point about the same point in time. And something that we started bonding over. And he became one of my closest friends in high school and a little bit afterwards. So the fact that this is what brought us together is what gives us a special place in my heart. I really should read it again sometime, just to see. I should also just read a lot of Walter Scott because why not, right? Um, Although, yeah, there might be some problems with that. Okay, that was number 4. So we've done. It's been so long on this video. Over the last 11 minutes, who remembers what I've said? Okay, no. Number 1, um, uh, Jane Eyre, um, To Kill a Mockingbird. We've had, what else have we had? Cyrano, um, Ivanhoe, and then Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. The first real American novel, if you believe some people. Hi, I'm going to slide off camera for a second because I want to be able to wave it around. Yes, Hemingway's line, all American literature comes from one book, comes from this. Everything is every American novel can trace itself to this. I don't know if people still say that. I still think it. I think I can make a case for it. I know braver, smarter people than I can make the case that Archie Goodwin is a direct descendant, literarily at least, of Huck. Um, yeah, this is a complicated, twisty novel that you can make it say all sorts of things. Um, you can demonize it. You can overly laud it. You can do all sorts. Yeah, it's got a complicated heritage, and that's okay. I think that's one of the neat things about literature, is that it can. Yeah, this this will make you smile. It'll make you upset. It will make you feel like taking to the Mississippi and doing stupid things um, while you're not floating on the river, which is probably a dangerous and unsanitary thing to do, at least now, but it wasn't then. Anyway, that's my number 5. Let me know in the comments what you think about this list. Let me know, comments on the video, comments in the blog post. What do you think of my list? What are some books I should have mentioned? Um, there are a few of you I know who like to comment who I think has some really good suggestions of things I might want to do as well. Possibly by the end of or later on today, you will see another top 5 list, today's top 5 list, or maybe I'll get to that next week. I don't know. Anyway, I had fun with this. I hope you did. I hope I didn't sound too rambly because I'm only doing one take because I've got other stuff to do. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and all that other kind of stuff. See ya. No, really. See ya.